Assalamualaikum students. This is your chemistry textbook, National Book Foundation. Today we will discuss the pages 45 to 47 from chapter number 3, Periodic Table and Periodicity of Properties. Today's topics are groups and periods. Resources required are our chemistry textbook, periodic table, and internet. Today's lesson is all about to identify the group and period of an element in the periodic table and solve self-assessment and review questions. Quote of the day. There is no substitute for hard work. So students, keep working hard. Objectives of today's lesson are: at the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify groups and periods of an element in the periodic table and solve topic-related questions. This is a periodic table. Open this periodic table in front of you to solve the question. This periodic table is given on page number 44. This is your book, page number 46. Open this page in front of you for better understanding the concept. Students, think about it. How can you identify the groups and periods of an element in the periodic table? Here in this slide, you can see that the horizontal rows are called periods. Students, how many periods you find in the periodic table? Yes, there are 7 periods in the periodic table. And the vertical column of elements in the periodic table is called groups. Students, how many groups you find in the periodic table? Yes, there are 8 groups in the periodic table. Students, always remember that in periodic table, periods indicates n value of the valence shell and group indicates the total number of electrons present in the valence shell. Now students, after this you can able to find group and period on the basis of their electronic configuration of an element. So students, how can you identify group and period on the basis of their electronic configuration? Let's take an example. Elements are given to you and you have to identify group and period of an element. So, how can you solve this question? Problem solving strategy. Students, you have to write electronic configuration of an element. Then, you have to identify its valence shell. Remember that n value of the valence shell indicates period and total number of electrons in the valence shell indicates group number. Solution of first element, which is aluminium. Atomic number of aluminium is 13. So, this means that total number of electrons are 13. First of all, we have to write electronic configuration of aluminium, which is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p1. Remember students, I told you that n value represent the number of shells. If n value is 1, shell is K. If n value is 2, shell is L. And if n value is 3, shell is M. Now you have to select valence shell. Valence shell means? Yes, last shell. And here in this case, valence shell is M. Now n value, which is 3, represent period number. So, aluminium belongs to third period. Now, how can we identify group? Yes, we identify the group by calculating total number of electrons in valence shell. So, how many total number of electrons in valence shell? 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Means aluminium belongs to group 3A. Now boron. Atomic number of boron is 5. Means total number of electrons are 5. And electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. Because n value is 2, period number is 2. And how many total valence electrons? 2 plus 1, 3. This means that it belongs to group 3A and period 2. Now magnesium. Atomic number is 12. Number of electrons are 12. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. First of all, we have to select valence shell. Valence shell is M. And n value is 3. N value is 3 means it is belong to third period. And how many total number of valence electrons? Yes, 2. So group is 2A. Now let's take another example of calcium. How can we find out group and period of calcium? First of all, write electronic configuration, which is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. And select valence shell. Valence shell is 4. Valence shell 4 means period 4. And total number of valence electrons are 2. Means calcium belong to group 2A and period 4. Now students, I will show a video to elaborate your concepts.
As you move from the light elements to the heavy elements, you keep periodically coming across the same properties, which is why it's called the periodic table. The recurring properties are organized so that you can easily see similarities between elements. The periodic table is arranged in periods and groups, going from the light elements at the top to the heavy elements at the bottom. The rows going across from left to right are periods. Elements in the same period all share something in common. They have the same number of energy shells. Each new period row represents a new shell. Elements in the first period have one shell, and as we go down, the shells increase. Hydrogen is in the first period. It has one shell. Potassium is in the fourth period and has 4 energy shells, as do all the other elements in this period. The columns going down from top to bottom are the groups. Elements in the same group also have something in common. Elements in the same group have the same number of electrons in their outermost shell. The electrons in the outer shell are called valence electrons. This just means that these are the electrons available for reactions and bond formation. The number of electrons in the outer shell governs elements' reactivity, which is why elements in the same group have similar properties. The group number can tell you how many electrons are in this shell. For example, let's look at group 7. Fluorine, chlorine, iodine, bromine, and astatine. They all have 7 electrons in their outermost shell and all exhibit similar chemical characteristics. The properties show a gradual change going down the group as we go from period to period. So, if we look at group 7 again, we can see that they are each in a different period in the periodic table, telling us that each element in this group has its outer electrons on a different shell. So, chlorine is in group 7, period 3. Therefore, it has 3 energy levels with 7 electrons in its outermost shell.
I hope, students, you all have understood the concept. Now here I have a very quick recap for you. A horizontal row of element is called period. The vertical column of element is called group. N value of the valence shell indicates period. And total number of electrons in the valence shell indicates group number. Now students, I have an assignment for you. Find groups, periods and the name of following elements using given electronic configurations. These are the electronic configurations given to you and you have to find out groups, periods and the name of element. And second question is you have to solve exercise questions, question number 1, 6, 7 and 8. I hope students you all have understood the concept very clearly. Thank you so much students.